We engage in apologetics and we should not. Proclaim your faith, don't defend it. Proclaim it. The Catholic is a fully armored knight, 50 feet up a parapet on an impregnable castle, and a naked man appears below with a stick and says, take off your armor and come down and fight me. And we leave the doctrines and dogmas of the church, which is the castle, and we take off our armor and we become naked and we go down on the ground and he has a stick and he beats the hell out of us. We'd be a lot better to say, you come in the castle. I'll show you how to wear this armor. I'll show you how to stand up here and look at the world. But we don't do that. We give place to an argument that has no merit. The first ecumenical theological dialogue was Eve and the serpent in the garden. That was the first ecumenical theological dialogue when opinion that was contrary to the will of God was elevated to that which was the will of God. You want to stop an apologetics question, you look them straight in the eye and you say, do you eat his flesh and drink his blood? Do you believe that his mother was conceived without sin and lived her life without sin? Do you believe that she is the Theotokos? Do you believe that she's a perpetual virgin? And if they answer no to any of those questions, then you're wasting your time. They'll be converted by who you are, not by what you say. We're simply an instrument. Consistency, how you live your life, that's what helps convert people. And the words that you say, you may not think they have any merit, but you don't know what they're hearing. What happens is when we're hung up on people's behavior rather than their conversion, we start to get in the way. We want them to do certain things. We want them to act certain ways. And that's when we start to get in the way, because then we start to say things to affect or manipulate behavior rather than to save souls. It's got to be about the salvation of the soul. It's got to be about letting them have a prodigal experience or having an experience, because we're not the only ones that are going to talk to them. As a parent, you'll realize this. You'll tell someone over and over and over again, and they won't get it. And then they'll come up one day like your child, and they'll come up and they'll say, I met this dude, and he was like so profound. He said, da, da, da. And you're thinking, I told you that only 186,000 times. The reason that child recognizes it as truth is because you built that niche for that truth to fit. Told the truth, told it like a bell, just constantly be consistent, told the truth. It doesn't matter who they get it from. It matters that they get it. If you've been counseling a diabetic for 10 years and he comes into you one day and he says, I was like watching this internet thing and they said if I lost 40 pounds, my blood sugar would get better. So I think I'm going to lose some weight. Your response has to be, thanks be to God.